Well, Sean, these are the days in school when they would let you have class outside
Oh, okay.
and you're just, yay, we're having class outside. All right, Norma, let me see. Toby McKee. Hi. Hi, could you speak with Mr. McFarland?
No, that's the public defender's office.
Oh,
It's McKee, Toby McKee.
all right. Oh, Mr. McKee, just have a seat
Okay.
and she'll come speak with you. Norma,
Yeah.
so you said the Mac will be over here shortly?
Yes.
Okay.
See that? I sent them an email.
All right, and then McKee.
Be gentle with us.
All right, Rodney Patterson.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, have you had contact with your attorney?
I was here 2 weeks ago with them. We had a reset date. We had an offer on the table pending.
Okay,
So I was supposed to sign today.
all right, Norma, can you see where Mr. Hicks is? No, we said it while he was here.
Send you a message required.
Okay,
Want me to tell them?
all right, just have a seat. All right, Mr. Patterson. On Andrew Hicks,
Yes,
he's
ma'am.
asking for you to be recalled to take care of your matter. Are you okay with it being recalled? Because otherwise,
I don't want to take care of what we had discussed today, if possible, like that was the plan from 2 weeks ago, and that was your doing too as well, but I
All right.
understand he's not here.
all right, just have a seat for me.
Yes, ma'am.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning,
No,
Or,
no.
you can zoom in if you want.
All right, just give us a moment. Just have a seat. Mac will be here.
before we- Matter.
No, all right, so here's the thing. I can only do what I can do. Everybody who's accused on a criminal case legally must have an attorney to represent them. I can't be judge and your attorney as well. All right, so we're gonna see what we can do.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Deputy Laura, is the female coming?
Sorry?
The female, Gutierrez? Oh, okay, thank you. You know what, you are on it, Deputy Laura. I don't even know why I questioned that.
She's been sitting there for the last 15 minutes.
Oh, well, okay.
Judge, do you want me to have them zoom in?
No, let's have the Mac come and see what the Mac says. Hello.
Judge, we're almost ready.
What's up?
So, he doesn't have felony convictions, and right, I don't want to give him one if he doesn't, but he also isn't sure if he can fulfill the requirements for probation, so I don't want to send him up to fail what I think he is homeless. He'd be a good fit if they were to accept him for a new court. It's a new specialty court that County Court 15 has. Matt Howard it's Matt Howard's
Okay.
program, and so I would have to refer him, have my social worker screen him, and we'd probably know in a week if they can accept him. It'd have to be reduced to a criminal.
However, that's not.
Yeah, if you're okay with it, though, I'd like to refer him to that program. He needs help getting, he has several sort of mental absence either, but isn't on SSI.
Really have to, 'cause he had, like assaults this past.
Does he? I thought he didn't.
So,
Are they outside of your county?
Outside of your.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then another attempted trespass and habitation. And then, of course, this one, he just hasn't really been into that. So. I wouldn't be that amenable to that. I mean, I'd give him deferred on this one. If he can't finish. probation, I don't think he's gonna be very.
Yeah, so in community court, it's less stringent than like your mental health court and drug court where social workers go out to them and they don't have to appear in person. I think they appear on Zoom.
Yeah.
And it's not, I think it's bi-weekly. I could be wrong on that, but I know the terms are a little bit more relaxed to make sure that they can
Right.
comply.
I
But
don't-
they
I
have a
don't-
lot of
I-
resources,
I've not
so.
heard of that, but I mean.
Yeah.
Something that.
Would you be okay just
Well, I.
waiting a week? No,
That's not up to me, that's up to the judge.
Okay.
This, you know. If Matt Howard wants to come and look at it, that's fine with me.
okay, so would Matt Howard have to come right now?
I have no. no
Sure.
clue. Yeah, so I.
So
wouldn't
usually
know-
the way we
Cause I'm not
do it
aware of
is.
of this, community court thing.
Okay. Do you mind if we approach then? I can ask
Yeah,
Judge.
just talk to the woman over there.
Okay.
She'll let you know.
Hello. Hi. Yes. Mr. McKee, come down. Hello, Mr. McKee. How are you doing today? Oh, I cannot complain. Let me see what is happening with your case here. Odyssey is running very slow today. All right. Yes.
Judge, this is Mr. McKee's first setting and and speaking to Mr. McKee, he did share that he is houseless at the moment. He doesn't have felony convictions on his record. State has extended deferred offer, but.
Oh, I don't get into negotiations.
But just to share a little bit with the court, so he is, I don't believe that he currently has resources to comply with probation, and so I would like to return to court, which is a new, specialty court at a county court 15, but I would first have to refer him.
Well,
and
they're
have
not
it
gonna
streamlined.
accept him with this felony. We've done that before.
They would have to reduce it to. the terrorist
So
offense.
they're not reducing it.
Oh, you're not,
I'm not.
oh, okay, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So,
all right.
okay.
All right, well, let me continue to see that.
All right, thank you.
You wanna read that? No.
I'll read it. I know all these cases. I already know all these.
Robert, can you see what the ETA is for Mr. Hardy, if you have his number?
I don't think I did.
Norman, can you see what his ETA is?
Shit. You won't call me. Oh, it's not mine.
It's gonna about to be hurt.
Don't worry, Ken, I just wake up with you.
The deferred.
Okay, yeah, just,
You have it.
right here, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll get it up for you. Thank you.
Yes. No problem. All right, are there any other issues that need to be addressed with her? It's okay. All right, so how are we going to address the issue with the false positives by the machine? Is that going to be changed out or? Okay. All right, thank you. Okay. All right. All right, thank you. Okay. All right, thank you.
I got really ugly ones coming up with it. You wanna love it. I'm gonna draw March 17th. Hmm? I didn't get a call on that. I haven't. Sorry. You're up.
Could you give me that? What's in the printer, please? That's included in this file.
Yeah. Find it.
Did you need them to work with the gas?
Yes.
Your genius is intake indicted the UUMV, but didn't indict the wonderful program.
What?
They didn't indict the wonderful program. Yes.
Wonderful working? We're doing favors nowadays. Being nice.
I told them yesterday, the genius is an intake. I got a girl. Better deserve to have this.
Roberto?
Yeah.
And I told
What
her,
are-
oh, yeah. I said, you realize out of all the crimes that could indict her.
No, what's with the ETA
Oh.
for parties, please?
Details, Robert, details.
He was the eighth this morning.
All right,
Go with that.
Randall. Could I see you, please? How are you doing, Mr. Randall? Oh, well, it's good to see you. Your attorney, Carl Alexander was here. So I just want to explain something to you about the legal process, and he wanted me to explain it to you. All right, anytime you have somebody who says their defense is not guilty by reason of insanity, which means at the time of the offense, you didn't know right from wrong, right? Well, in order to have a plea for that, you would have to plead not guilty, right? And it would be not guilty by reason of insanity. He informed the court that usually you will enter a plea of no contest. All right, so you'll have to say not guilty by reason of insanity. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about anything?
Is there any way I can plead no contest, miss?
No, usually that's not how it works. So what will end up happening if you plead no contest? No contest basically means you're not saying you're guilty. You're not saying you're not guilty. You're just not fighting the charges against you. But in this case, there's been a mental diagnosis of you saying that you're currently competent, right? Because competency is your mental state right now. So right now, you understand what the charges are against you. Sanity has to do with at the time of any offense. So let's say you're charged with theft, right? So in order for them to evaluate sanity, they won't evaluate your mental state now. They'll be evaluating what was your mental state at the time of the offense. So when you have an insanity plea, you're not saying you didn't do the actions. You're just saying, I couldn't form. Sorry. You're just saying that at the time of the offense, you didn't know right from wrong. That's basically what it is in layman's term. So you would have to enter a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity. And then what would end up happening is a judge would receive documentation from the state. It wouldn't be witnesses that will be called unless the state is not in agreement with you saying that you were insane at the time of the offense. So what would end up happening is, have you ever, obviously you've done plea agreements before, that's why you're saying no contest. So doing insanity pleas, when you say you're not guilty by reason of insanity, you'll still have plea paperwork there. And the judge will review that plea paperwork. And she has to see, she or he has to see paperwork that proves that you committed the offense, right? But that she can't find you guilty of it because you were insane at the time of the offense. So really a not guilty plea, in a way, sometimes it's better than a no contest plea, because a no contest plea, you're not fighting the charges against you. A not guilty plea is you're saying you're not guilty and you just have a defense, and it's an affirmative defense. So that is why it's going to be difficult for you to do it by a no contest plea. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, what I can tell you about insanity pleas, whatever your range of punishment, that's the length of time you're going to be under supervision by somebody. So for example, if your range of punishment is a state jail felony, and so the range of punishment for a state jail felony is 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility. If you were found not guilty by reason of insanity on a state jail felony, that means that you're going to be supervised for 2 years. If it were a third-degree felony that you were found not guilty by reason of insanity, you'd be supervised for 10 years. For example, if you were charged with a first-degree felony and you were found not guilty by reason of insanity, you would be supervised for the rest of your life, because it would be a lifetime supervision, because that's the range of punishment. Do you understand? Do you have any questions about anything?
It's just, what could I expect? How much time am I looking at, and am I going to the same
Well,
hospital?
what are you charged with?
Not criminal mischief, 2 assaults on a public servant, and 1 MTR, motion to revoke probation was,
Well, this is what I can tell you. Legally, when you are found not guilty by reason of insanity, or if you're incompetent, the law says that if it's a violent offense, they will take you to the state hospital to have you evaluated to see if you're stable. That's the law, if it's a violent offense. So that's really what it's going to depend on. Now, your attorney will be able to present information to the judge saying that you're stable, and have perhaps a doctor come in and testify and say that you're stable. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
All right. So you have any questions about anything?
Were you able to receive any of my motions? Did any of my motions that I sent go through?
No. So this is the way that works. You have an attorney who represents you. So the attorney is the one who files motions. Your attorney will review the motions that you are filed. And if your attorney feels as though those are great motions, then he'll ask them that they be presented to me. Okay? All right, do you have any question about anything else?
No, just,
So you now you understand the no contest plea and the not guilty?
yes, ma'am.
All right, so if you are planning to say that you were insane at the time of the offense, it's not guilty by reason of insanity. And that's just how you are at the time of the offense. That's not saying you're currently insane. You understand? All right, okay. Well, it's good seeing you. I hope you're doing okay.
Oh, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
All right, so Norma, can you call Carl Alexander?
Tell me something else.
Yes, is he near here? If he's not near here, that's fine, but if he's near here, so he can speak to his client and let him know his client understands the difference between the no contest plea and not guilty. All right,
Recording session, please.
all right, okay, thank you.
Stuff on Bear Pig from Boston PD. I haven't looked at.
He downtown or no? Ask him to zoom in.
I think it's
All right. All right, sir, if you'll step back down. Carl Alexander, if you can unmute for me, please.
Right, James.
Hi. Hi, so Mr. Alexander, I informed your client who's here before me that you were in agreement with my explaining to him no contest plea and guilty plea. So he says he now understands and that he's willing to do the not guilty by reason of insanity.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So I don't know when you're on schedule for that.
We're not, I think we probably need to get re-referred back to Judge Rodriguez, because the last time it was referred to Judge Carruthers.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you let them know that they need to, what date are you available?
Looks like.
Let's see.
he borrowed it. Got it.
We are physically moving offices this week, so I'm trying to juggle what docket I do have with that. So let me see.
Detailing the car in his pickleball equipment.
I have nothing scheduled this coming Monday if they can do it that fast.
All right, and what's your client's cause number, please?
And your guy.
That'll take me a second, Judge.
And just missed the one before that.
And, a lot, a lot. Out of corpus, Ramses. Let's see. You want me to offer something, or do you want to talk to your girl
Why don't
first?
you make him an offer and then we'll. I don't think he's gonna accept it based on that box, but.
Oh, you want it today only?
Do you know your cause number by chance?
Sorry, Judge, I have them now. It's 2019 CR 12265 and 2019 CR 12266.
All right. Then what I'll do is I'll send an email to you. And I'll include, you say it's Sally Unkelfer?
Same time.
I've been conferring with Sally in the past on this matter, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Carl, can you put your email address in the chat for me, please?
Certainly, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. I just emailed it. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and we'll make sure that you get placed in the docket.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
McRae's having a fundraising thing.
What's that?
Tom McRae's having a fundraising.
For what?
You already won.
Yeah,
He did.
that stuff is not allowed anymore.
Paying down the debt.
Well, he ran too many times that he has a lot. No pun intended. I guess I'm guilty of it too.
Just for your fellow bald man.
He's thinking he's a funny guy, right? Like Cuddy Rick's been over there.
That was good. Shut up.
She's over here on the sideline like, yeah, do it again.
Oh, man.
Court is calling 2025 CR 0004004 State versus Toby McKee. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
defense?
Anya DeVetta, Public Defender's Office for Mr. McKee.
I'm sorry, could you repeat your last name for the court
Sure.
reporter?
Rivera, Rivera.
All right, and are you Mr. McKee?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you all can step back a little bit. Counsel, have you received all discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. McKee, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, I did.
Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of terroristic threat against a peace officer as a state jail felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. McKee, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, I am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, off the record for a moment. Deputy Mejia, Deputy Laura, they can go back and we'll see y'all on Thursday. All right, we're back on the record. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you receive the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $2,000 fine and state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Did
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
defense, is that the plea?
Yes.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No,
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours community service restitution, and no contact with the San Antonio Riverwalk. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes,
I'm sorry, did you understand that those were the state's recommendations?
yes, ma'am.
And did you understand that the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No comment.
State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor, state exhibit number, one with all its attachments.
no objection, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I would ask that his fine be probated and that his community service hours be reduced to 80. We would ask for the lowest probation fees.
All right, I'll probate the $2,000 fine. When's the last time you had employment?
Last May of 2024.
All right, is there a reason why you're unemployed?
I have epilepsy, I had seizures, and I lost my job, and then I was trying to, I lost my ID and everything when I had the seizure. And I was in the process of getting my ID back so that I could find employment at the time of my arrest.
All right,
I had interviewed the next day.
do you have any family here in
In
San Antonio?
Not in San Antonio.
Where's your family?
Houston.
All right, do you want your probation transferred to Houston or Ohio?
No,
All right. So when is the last time you had contact with your family?
I talked last week. I talked to my family regularly.
All right, so is anybody helping you with your issues?
Yes,
All right, when's the last time you used any type of drugs?
I've never used drugs
All right, so I don't understand.
other than prescription.
All right, and why isn't your family more helpful for you? I don't understand. What is the disconnect between you and your family?
There is no disconnect between my family.
All right, so I don't understand why you're homeless then, because your attorney had told the court that you're homeless. It would seem to me that if you have a good relationship with your family, that somebody would have said, hey, until you get yourself together, you can come stay with us for a couple of months. So what's going on?
I came down to to Texas to be with a friend, but that didn't work out, and I decided to keep myself here and work on my own.
All right, so what type of employment did you have before you had seizures?
I was customer service
For what company?
for a telemarketing company in Dennis.
How far did you go in school?
Excuse me.
How far did you go in school?
I finished my degree,
And what?
political science and criminal justice.
Okay. See, there's something that's going on here that I don't understand. I don't understand why he's homeless. I understand that people fall on hard times. I understand that people don't have employment. Trust me, I understand all of this, but I don't understand why there's not a family member. Because you're saying your relationship is great with them or it's
Yes.
good with them.
Yes, my cousin.
So is your mom
My mom is,
passed?
yes,
I'm sorry about that. Your father?
yeah,
All right. So is it just your siblings?
yes, my siblings, and my grandparents, and my aunts and uncles, my mother's brothers and sisters.
So would any of them want you to live with them or no?
They would let me stay with them if I wanted to, yeah.
All right, because I just don't know how you're gonna make it on probation without a place to stay.
I have a friends to stay with for now.
All right, because you have to report.
Yes,
All right. $2,000 fine, probated, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. Proof of employment or SSI within 60 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. Once he completes anger management, that will be deemed satisfied. And state this no contact with the San Antonio Riverwalk. It appears that a lot was going on. Were you living near the Riverwalk?
no, I would go to the Riverwalk to hang, just to sit and be on my phone sometimes, that's all.
All right, so if he's not putting up a tent on the Riverwalk, I don't have any problems with him being on the Riverwalk. Here's the other thing I understand, because I've walked along the Riverwalk. Sometimes people are sleeping on benches. People don't like that because the Riverwalk is supposed to be a touristy spot. And many times people want to pretend as that there's no homelessness, there are no issues. So they like the Riverwalk to be like pristine. You understand?
That's something I realize now.
All right. There's going to be field visits one time per month for 3 months. And let's see if we can do a referral for Haven for Hope. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes,
Because it's a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed the plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. If there comes a time when you and your family are on better terms and you want your probation transferred, just let the court know and we'll make that happen. You need to make sure you stay in contact with probation. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good
Thank
luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Just 1 minute, sir. It's going to be 2 years deferred. Thank you. You would have gotten there, yeah. It's going to be 2 years deferred adjudication. If you complete everything earlier, you'll be off earlier, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank
Thank
you. Thank you, yeah. All right, then let's bring out the defendant. All right, thank you.
Real quick question, Judge.
Yes.
Is closing arguments tomorrow then?
No, this shouldn't take that long, my understanding. We're gonna see.
Need to tune in a docket, so I'm asking to see if we need them tomorrow or not.
Put him down for tomorrow, but we may not need him tomorrow. Thank you. All right, thank you.
Okay, we'll be back Thursday.
And could you give me the remaining cases? There's that. I'm sorry, who? Yeah, that's not supposed to be on there. Right, thank you. So Channing McFarland. All right, Norma,
Spill all over this.
All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, state. Are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we moved to this one count one and move it again in count two.
Any objection to the waiver of count two?
No objection, Judge.
All right, now the next question the court has, defense, have you received all discovery and did you review it with your client?
We have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any motions in limine?
Yes, Judge, we're asking right now that no mention of marijuana by the state of Texas unless they can show its value.
All right. Then you all just need to approach if you're going to mention anything concerning marijuana.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Understood.
All right, let's bring the juries back in, please.
All right, for the jury.
Oh, please be seated. We stand for you. Everyone, please be seated. All right, Mr. Fenton, to the indictment that was read, how do you plea? All right, any opening statements, state?
Yes, may it please the court.
Yes.
On June 12th of 2024, Joelle Foster left her sport utility vehicle at a parking garage. On June 14th of 2024, she returned to that parking garage and went to the parking space where she left it and found an empty parking space. The next day, San Antonio Police Department detectives ran the license plate of a sports utility vehicle and learned that it had been reported stolen the previous day. They observed a man that they identified as Fitten operating that vehicle. They arrested him. They found the key fob to that vehicle in his pocket. This is very simple. Between June 14th of 2024, when that vehicle disappeared, to June 15th of 2024, when it was found being operated by Mr. Fitten, Ms. Foster did not give anyone permission to use that vehicle, much less Mr. Fitten. That is the definition of unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. And after you have heard all of the testimony and seen all of the evidence, you will conclude beyond a reasonable doubt he committed this offense.
All right, defense, the opening statements.
Thank you, Judge. Folks, I want you to remember what we discussed during during jury selection, specifically about the burden beyond a reasonable doubt. Remember that it applies to each and every element of the offense. So as you're considering, as the state is presenting its evidence, I want you to keep a mental checklist. Did they prove this? Did they prove that? The beyond reasonable doubt applies to every single element. It's like the DWI example I gave. If you can't prove that it was on a public road, then you haven't proven the DWI, regardless if somebody was drunk and driving and in the county, et cetera. Each element must be proved beyond reasonable doubt. I encourage, I beg you to bear that in mind as you hear all of the state's evidence.
All right, state, call your first witness.
State calls Joelle Foster.
Could you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Just make sure you keep your voice up so that the members of the jury and everyone can hear.
Okay, yes.
All right, if you'll state your name for the record.
Joelle Foster.
All right, state.
Ms. Foster, in June of 2024, what vehicle did you own and operate?
A Infinity QX50 2020.
And is that a truck? Is it a sport utility vehicle?
No, it's a small SUV.
And on June 14th, 2024, if you remember, where did you leave it?
I left it at the parking garage at the University of Texas Dental School.
Why did you leave it there?
I was in Laredo, Texas on a rotation from Wednesday through Friday. And so it was an overnight and we always leave our cars here.
And so when did you return to your vehicle?
I returned on Friday,
And what date was that?
June 14th.
And when you returned, where did you go?
I returned to the third floor of the parking garage where I had left my vehicle.
And do you recall what parking slot you left your vehicle in?
I do.
What slot was it?
It's, I don't know if it's numbered or not. I just have like a parking pass for the roof, but it's the one directly next to the stairs.
And when you went to the place where you left your vehicle, what did you find?
An empty spot.
What did you do next?
I went inside and grabbed a classmate, made them come out with me and confirm and look around, make sure I wasn't forgetting something.
Were you forgetting something?
No.
What did you do next?
Then I went to the, the security guard at the dental school and notified them that I thought that my car had been stolen. They took me around in their car around all the floors of the parking garage to confirm that it was nowhere to be found. And then they started looking into it and filing a report.
Did you eventually find your car?
I did not. The police did.
When were you reunited with?
I believe it was Saturday, the 15th.
Now, between June 12th and June 15th, did you give anyone permission to use your vehicle or to move?
No,
Have you ever heard the name Miles Fitten?
no,
Did you give a man by the name of Miles Fitten permission to use your vehicle?
no,
So just to clarify, you gave no one permission to use your vehicle other than you.
correct. The only person who had access or consent to use my vehicle would have also been my fiance, and that's it.
That's a witness.
Defense.
Ms. Foster, does that vehicle have, come with a key fob?
Yes, sir.
And after you parked the vehicle, what did you do with that fob?
I took it with me.
Do you know where your fiance keeps his key fob? Does he have one?
He does. There is an extra.
And how does he keep that?
So normally it's in our house, but the day before, he had taken my vehicle to put new tires on and had accidentally left it in the vehicle as well. And I did not know that it was in the car as well. So I had mine with me, but there was an extra fob located inside the vehicle that I didn't know about.
And did you leave the vehicle locked?
I don't recall specifically if I can't confidently say if I locked it or unlocked, I left it unlocked.
Do you have any way of knowing whether your fiance is a friend or acquaintance of the defendant?
I know that he is not, he did not give anyone consent that day as well to use the vehicle.
But you weren't with him, correct?
Correct.
That's what.
Any further questions?
By any chance, was there a third key fob to this vehicle?
No, there's only two.
And the two key fobs, are they the only way that you can access the vehicle?
To my knowledge, yes, sir.
Are they the only way that you can start the vehicle and move?
Yes, there it has to be present for the push to start. So as long as the fob is within a certain area, then it will start.
Pass the witness.
Nothing.
Is this witness excused or subject for recall?
Excused by the state judge.
Excuse.
All right, thank you. You may step down.
Thank you.
State, call your next witness.
State calls Gilbert Rocha.
Here. Thank you. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Gilbert Rocha.
All right, if you just make sure you keep your voice up so that everyone can hear. State.
Officer Rocha, how are you currently employed?
At this time, I'm employed with the University of Texas Health Science Center,
And in what capacity?
a patrol officer.
How long have you been employed with that agency as a patrol officer?
A patrol officer with the agency since May of last year.
And before that, did you have any experience as a law enforcement officer?
Yes, I did 39 months with the San Antonio Police Department, and also I did 5 years with the East Central School District.
And are you a certified peace officer in the state of Texas?
Yes, I am.
What were your responsibilities on June 14th of 2024?
I responded to a call for a stolen vehicle on the property of the UT Health Science Center at the dental school, what we call the Coker.
I'm sorry, the school on what?
UT Health Science Center. Coker, COHCR.
Is that location in Bexar County, Texas?
Yes,
Who, if anyone, did you meet when you went to that location?
I met the owner, I believe her name was Foster.
And what was her complaint?
Her complaint was over the weekend, she parked her vehicle at the garage or the dental building. And when she returned, it was gone. She had to do I guess, out of town business. That's all I know. But she did park her vehicle at the garage.
Okay, how did you, I apologize for interrupting. How did you begin your investigation?
First contacted the owner of the vehicle in the lobby. And she provided more or less the information she gave me. Parked the vehicle and when she returned, I think it was the following day or so. And it was gone. I don't know if it was the following day or not. I know that it might be several days later.
And how did your investigation progress?
Okay, as I did ask this questions. Did you have Bob? Did you park it? Did you lock? All the little simple things that we're supposed to do. And she confirmed everything else. And she did all this. And from there, once I took the information, we usually put the vehicle on more or less like a bolo, be on the lookout in the system. In case, it's found somewhere else. Then right after that, usually what I usually do, I try to look at the video. Hey, what cameras caught this crime?
Were there any surveillance cameras in that parking lot?
Yes, there is. There's multiple ones.
And were they recording the interior of the parking garage on that day?
Yes, there were.
And were you able to view any of those recordings?
I did view the recordings, believe the one where person walking into the garage and also exiting the garage. And I believe the one where her vehicle was parked up on the roof.
And who kept these recordings?
The, let's see, UT Health Science Center, like this, whoever, maintains the, servers.
And they gave you access to copies of the recording?
Yes, I do have access to the viewing for the surveillance.
Judge, one second. I think the last witness took my mic.
All right, could you all?
Okay.
Let's come back with
No,
her
it's not
mic.
that one.
Yes. That is your job.
Thank you.
And do you need an extra mic? Excuse me.
Yeah, I have an extra note. The harness and-
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay.
Judge, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Officer. Showing you what is labeled HCG lower level elevators. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a CD with my initials on it. It has the location where the camera recorded.
And how do you know what is on this list?
My name, G Rocha, and my badge number and today's date.
Okay, did you view the recordings of this disc?
Yes, I did.
And were they altered in any way?
No,
No edits?
no edits, no, nothing at all. It's clear, straight through recording.
Now, the security cameras in that parking garage, did they record audio as well as video?
Just video.
So there's no sound on this, correct?
No.
Judge, permission to tender to defense counsel for inspection?
Objection, Judge, hearsay.
The objection to hearsay will be overruled.
Judge, we're gonna object that witness is not the custodian of records.
All right, is this custodian?
No, Judge.
All right, that objection will be sustained.
Your Honor, may I respond to defense's objection?
Yes.
Under Rule 901, a custodian of records is one way of authenticating a recording of visual or audio. There are multiple other ways, including identification of distinctive characteristics, which, from what I can tell, Officer Rocha has done. So while this may not be a custodian of records, Officer Rocha has nevertheless laid a sufficient predicate for authentication of this video.
That will be, the defense's objection will be sustained. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a short break, and then we'll finish with this witness. That way, the court reporter can get her microphone back. All right, so you are not allowed to start deliberating or do any investigation of this case. Everything that you need to know about this case is to come from inside the courtroom. Does everyone understand? All right, everyone, please rise for the jurors. Oh, and officer, detective, if you could take the seat. You know, my mom, she loves to watch BritBox and Acorn. And all of their officers, they usually have titles, uh, detective inspector or officer inspector. So, yeah. So wait, I'm gonna end up telling
Yeah, they call him DC or something.
DCI.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell my
Detective.
mom that I met a detective officer.
Detective with an SAPD, but
Mhm.
then, I wanna say boundaries.
I mean,
I love it. I love this job.
oh, that was awesome. All right, we're ready.
Ready?
Yes.
All rise for the jury.
Everyone, please be seated and state, I believe it's your witness.
Officer, we reviewed these surveillance recordings. Did anything stand out to you?
On my report, I did have I usually write a description of the person wearing a hoodie, emblems on their jacket, and usually number one thing I do is always what kind of shoes they wear. They're very distinct. And then, the other thing I noticed was when the vehicle just drove off out of the lot, out of the garage.
And approximately what time did the vehicle leave?
Between 12:30, something like that, 12:30, 1 o'clock. Maybe. It doesn't take that long. It wasn't that long.
From the surveillance recordings, did you see anyone inside the garage around that time?
Yes.
Can you describe the person that you saw?
Yeah, only couldn't tell the ethnic group, but just what he was wearing. And walking around the garage, I believe saw it was a lower level. And just by the elevator.
And what was that person wearing?
But I saw a dark blue hoodie. And shoes,
Do you recall what color those tennis shoes were?
white.
Was this person wearing anything else?
I
Pants?
think I believe he had like a satchel or a bag, something like that. So I can't tell you it was a leather, plastic, anything like that, but I believe it was winners that carried something.
What about pants?
Pants. It was dark, so I can tell you it was could have been blue jeans, could have been dark colors. So
Were they trousers? Were they shorts?
trousers.
And the person that you saw, were they wearing a hat?
I know it was just a hoodie over the head.
Thank you, officer. Pass the witness.
Defense.
Officer, did you prepare a report in connection with these events?
Yes, the initial report, preliminary report.
Did you turn that report over to the state?
Yes.
And did you bring?
Oh, no, that I brought one to the state. No, I just turned it into we usually turn in our reports. Everything's online. So no, I didn't. I have a report with me.
And you don't have a copy with you?
I don't have a copy.
Yes, you can approach.
Oh, but, well, then I'll do a discovery acknowledgement and I'm gonna check with Yaya to see if one of them is filed.
I overlooked it.
You up on our evidence management system, just to make sure that we're looking at the same thing.
Right, gotcha.
So it's actually uploaded a couple. In our evidence management system, it's labeled case jacket, SAPD, blah, 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 UTPD report.
This is an index.
And it was ingested August 6th of 2020.
I know, I'm actually positive. I downloaded that.
Yeah, so it's literally- And we got another copy.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so defense, have you been able to find that on your computer system?
Judge, I haven't, but I'm 99% positive that it's there. So,
Okay,
I mean, it's within a file that I know I downloaded, so
okay.
it's there.
All right, so do you need to review that before you cross the detective officer?
If we can just have a moment.
Sure.
That'd be great. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you can step down if you want to step down. Okay. Sure.
Is it okay if I print out a copy for you and get my copy from the file there? I'll have that for you in a moment. Or a copy for you. So.
I need to get a real sign. I'll just, well, she's not the first one. I mean, oh yeah, it happens. Because those are not really, they're not really directional mics, so it like, these other ones, they pick up a lot wider space. These are like, you need them close, otherwise I can't.
Yeah.
This is you and
Yeah, well, it,
back in my days.
oh, believe me, I've taken trials like down in Laredo where it's horrible.
Yes.
I had a little cheapy mic like that. And if they walked away from it, it's another one. It's just wireless. But those keep breaking on me and I spent $1,500 on those. So I have to send off one of the mics to get fixed. And these were only $90. And they sound great. It's just you have to have them closer. They'd probably rub if it was any closer.
All right. Are you all ready to proceed? All right. All right, let's bring the jurors in. Yeah, nobody knows where the Fenton file is. Norma, you may have to be the one to find it for us. Yes.
Me, sorry. In Odyssey, it is notated that there was a discovery acknowledgement executed on February 24th of 2025, which is yesterday.
Oh, I don't think they're objecting to. Are you all gonna do an objection? They're not gonna object to any of that.
Well,
No, not at all.
Just to address, because on the discovery acknowledgement, it would detail what's been turned over.
They're trying to find it. The file is missing.
Okay.
Yes. You're welcome. But my understanding is like the defense is not going to object or anything.
I just don't want a false impression left with the jury that would fit.
Oh, just a second before you bring them in.
Well, that'll be easy. I mean, if he could start off by sitting there saying, sorry, officer, I found your report.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm okay.
How's
All
that?
right.
Will that make everything good?
All right. Thank you.
So that's your first question. Steve. Yes.
All right.
Let's talk about that.
Let's bring the jury.
All right, for the jury?
All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, defense.
Officer Rocha, I found your report. I'm sorry for any confusion I caused.
Thank you.
I want to ask you about the condition of the vehicle when you first found it. It's my understanding that you found no signs of forced entry, correct?
Well, sir, I did not find a vehicle. I never inspected the vehicle. I only took the preliminary report. It was taken from our garage.
I understand. And
That was the
so,
last. So,
okay, so, but the reports you read indicated no forced entry. Is that correct?
I see my report, what, I don't think I put something like that on my report.
Do you have any idea whether forced entry was used by
No.
whoever?
One thing I checked was if she had a fob with her. That's it.
Now, approach.
Yes.
Would you just review that?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. On this, what you highlighted is only forced entry, and what I mean by forced entry, any glass shatter, anything on the ground. More or less what I meant.
And there was not any of that, is that correct?
Mm.
To your knowledge, was any manipulation of the vehicle used to get it started?
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
Did you see, or did you read of any indication that the vehicle was hot wired, if you will?
Objection, speculation.
That will be overruled. I believe the question was, did he read anything?
Yes. Sir.
So that objection to speculation will be overruled.
Objection, lack of personal knowledge.
Judge, you
That
had
will
an
be
answer?
overruled. Any other objections? All right, you may proceed.
You can answer.
Oh, okay. If I have any knowledge or read, what do you mean by read?
Did you read any reports or otherwise? Did you read any statement from any other officer that indicating that the vehicle was hot wired or otherwise manipulated?
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained.
Are you personally aware of
No.
whether
The
vehicle was hot wired?
objection has been sustained. Oh, and counsel, you can remain seated.
Oh, thank you, Judge. I was asking a different question, Judge.
All right, no, you can ask your question.
Are you aware of any hot wiring of the vehicle?
Depends what definition of hot wire.
I was hoping you would ask that.
We're in the 21st
Yes.
century, so
Yes, well, are you cognizant of any manipulation of the wiring used to get the vehicle started? You're not?
No. The way to answer your question was, there is technology where you pick up the fob or start the vehicle or open the vehicle.
I understand.
But as to hot wiring, I don't think you can hot wire anything nowadays in vehicles.
I understand. Did you have any? Pass the witness, Judge.
State.
Nothing further from the state from Officer Rocha.
All right, is this witness excused or subject for recall?
Excused by the state.
Excused, Judge.
All right, thank you. You may step down. State, call your next witness.
State calls Detective Nicholson.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Name is Joshua Nicholson.
All right, and if you could, there should be a little microphone that's gray. If you'll put that on your lapel, it's for the court reporter to hear.
Probably good.
Thank you. And if you'll just make sure you keep your voice up, state.
Detective, how are you currently employed? I'm a detective with the covert response unit. What is the covert response unit? We're plainclothes detectives. We wear regular clothes. We drive unmarked city cars. And we're responsible for investigating narcotics, vice-related crimes, as well as wanted fugitive apprehension. With which agency? With the San Antonio Police Department. And how long have you been a detective assigned to the covert response unit? For a year. And before that, what title did you have? I was a patrol officer since 2016. And were you a certified peace officer before that? No. So if I understand you correctly, you have spent your entire career with the San Antonio Police Department? Yes, sir. And were you assigned to the covert response unit on June 15th of 2024? Yes, sir. And what were your responsibilities or assignments then? So on that day, they had us flex our hours and come in. Who is they? Our supervisors. Okay, please continue. Okay. So our supervisors had us come in earlier that day than usual. Normal duty hours are from like 5 p.m. to 3 in the morning. And we were sent over towards the Sahara Drive where I was at in response towards suspected TDA, the Tren de Aragua activity. So we were posted up in that area to observe criminal activity in the area. And at approximately 1 o'clock in the afternoon on June 15th of 2024, did you observe any suspected criminal activity? Yes, sir. While I was posted up at an intersection near a convenience store, I observed a vehicle parked in the parking lot. And upon checking the license plate through the database, received a hit that it was a stolen vehicle. What agency reported that vehicle stolen? University Health Police. And did this hit tell you which officer reported this vehicle stolen? No, sir. It just provides the agency as well as a phone number to get in contact with the agency. Did this hit tell you when it was reported stolen? Yes, sir. And when was it reported stolen? It was reported a couple days prior. And so what did you do in response to this information? I notified the other plainclothes detectives as well as the uniformed patrolmen we had assigned to us. What I had observed, I requested the assistance of our helicopter for surveillance and started maneuvering everybody kind of in position so we could attempt a traffic stop on the vehicle. And who, if you remember, were the other officers and detectives working with you that day? I had Detective Potts was out there, our supervisor, Sergeant Schneider. He was supervising us that day. I had Detective Vega was another one of the plainclothes, as well as Detective Keys, who was also plainclothes. And we had 3 patrol officers, Officer Silva, Officer Ashby, and Officer Linville. So once everybody was in place, how did you all proceed? So while we were kind of maneuvering into place, the vehicle had left that location. So I coordinated with the other plainclothes detectives while we waited for our helicopter to covertly follow it, where it had stopped at a motel. From there, I positioned my vehicle where I could maintain visual of it to see what the driver was doing and see what the vehicle was doing. Once again, while we waited for our helicopter, which never arrived. And then I formulated a plan with the officers like, hey, if it gets moving, you know, we're going to attempt a traffic stop.
If an individual, if the driver gets out of the vehicle and walks away, I'm gonna have you guys move in and take that individual into custody.
Were you able to see who was operating the vehicle at that time?
Yes, sir.
And could you describe the person that you saw operating the vehicle?
Yes, sir. I observed a male. He was wearing a gray ball cap, a white t-shirt, and black.
And how did this incident proceed? What happened next?
While we were waiting for our helicopter and coming up with a plan, I had observed the male exit the vehicle. I saw he locked it with a what appeared to be a key fob, and began walking away from the vehicle. Once he did that, I let the other officers know over the radio what he was doing, where he was moving, and to go ahead and go in and detain that individual.
And who actually detained that person?
Be Officer Linville and Officer Silva.
Were you on scene when they detained that person?
I was parked a little ways away, keeping eyes on them.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Thank you. Detective. Showing you what is marked States Exhibit 2.
Yes, sir.
Can you identify this?
That's the DVD with my body-worn camera footage on it.
So let's run that. You had a body worn camera recording device with you
Yes,
that
sir.
day?
Yes, sir.
And when did that body worn camera recording device begin recording?
Once I put my vest on, I have a vest marked Please. It's got my name, badge, insignia, and that sort of on it. Once I placed that on and exited my unmarked video, I activated my body camera.
So does the body worn camera recording device begin recording automatically, or do you need to start it?
I have to press the activation button.
All right. Did you press the activation button? Did it begin recording?
Yes, sir.
And where is that recording stored?
It's stored online on evidence.com on the department site.
Now, were you able to view what is on this disc?
Yes, sir.
What is on this disc?
That's the footage of my body-worn camera.
So it is the recording that you made.
Yes, sir.
And from reviewing the recording on this disc, were there any edits to it, alterations, anything like that?
No, sir.
And does that include audio as well as visual?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, permission to tender to defense for inspection?
Judge,
Yes.
pending our inspection, Judge, we would object to this as improper foundation.
Right, with regards to improper foundation objection, that will be overruled. All right, then, are you offering that into evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then States Exhibit number 2 is admitted.
And permission to publish to the jury?
Yes. Yes. And before you do that, could I have the parties approach?
And we need to
So state's exhibit number 2 is admitted. However, both parties are going to review state's exhibit number 2 to make sure that the court's ruling on the motion in limine is not violated. So state and defense, if you all will review that, please.
Yes.
And if you want to step down, you can step down. All right, so everyone, we're going to be back here at 9 a.m. So everyone needs to be here at 9. And if you all both will complete watching your video.
Judge?
Yes,
Briefly.
yes,
I'll take this.
yes.
The court has already ruled and admitted states exhibit number 2. However,
Yes.
we're gonna renew our objection as to the state's number 2 based on hearsay. Numerous cops talking, but not just background noise. They're actually questioning our clients, talking about everything else. That's pure hearsay. They're talking about warrants, extraditions, which is highly inflammatory. Frankly, that the whole video is not relevant. To begin with, the officer, the detective testified to, and so it's cumulative just to put that video in.
All right, so, well, what I can tell everybody, I made my ruling based upon the objections that I received. So this is what we're going to do. Everybody just review the video to the end. My understanding is it's 25, maybe 30 minutes more. So if you all can review that, and then I will take up your objections tomorrow. So just formulate your objections and I will take up your objections tomorrow. All right, and we'll be back here exactly at 9.